DHCP in Windows Server 2012 has a new scope failover feature, and I've got a little demonstration here. I've got the DHCP server console up and 2 servers added to it. I just installed the role, the DHCP server role, on both of these servers. Now on this one, I didn't set up any options or anything. It should all be blank. But on this one, I did create a scope, and I've got all the scope options in there. Now you can right click on a scope and select configure failover, or if you've got multiple scopes, you can right click on IPv4 and configure failover, and then select multiple scopes. So just go ahead and set this up, type in the partner name, and then type in a relationship name. I've got 2 different modes: load balance, which is active, and that's the default. You could also select hot standby, which is basically active, passive. So I'll just leave that, and then since it's load balance, I select percentages, leave it at 50/50, and then type in a shared secret, and that should set up failover on that scope. Now if I look here at the DHCP console, under this server, if I refresh, you'll see that scope. Now if I wanted to deconfigure it, I could right click on the scope and deconfigure failover. You can also look at the properties of the scope, and you'll see it's got a failover tab with the information here. I can also replicate the scope. Manually, and what I'm going to do now is I've got a client machine. I'm going to plug the NIC in, and you should see that in the leases now. There it is, and it actually will show in the leases down here as well. So now what I'm going to do is simulate a server failure. So I'm just going to power off or pull the plug on this machine. So turn off, turn it off. Now if I disable the network card on this, re-enable the network card, it might take a minute here. And here's the other server. I've got the DHCP console up, and I refresh here. You can see the scope and the lease in there. Then let me go back to this machine, and it's still got that same IP.